It's the Bro Show. It's Lucas and Jacob.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, bros. Welcome back to another Bro Show Spectacular.
Yeah, it's September, so it always makes me think of that song. Wake me up when September ends. That's like a sad September song, but then there's also a happy one. September, when it was hot, September. So you kind of get to pick what you want, you know?
So what's this year for you? Are you more of a Green Day vibe? Wake me up when September ends, or?
I'm more of an Earth, Wind, Fire vibe. I feel like, I'm not the Green Day vibe this year. I remember I thought about that song like a few years ago during September, and I was like, that sucks that song exists, because like, I feel like it just like brings the whole vibe down.
Just wake me up when it's all over. Just sad.
I know.
But shout out to Green Day.
It's probably, they just had like a big outbreak during that month, I'm assuming.
If I remember right, it's something to do with the military or something.
Oh, it does?
I think so. Like,
oh,
I think it's like,
I
I think maybe that was just the music video, but something like a military husband's away and she's saying like he'll come back at the end of September, so just wake me up when this month's over so he comes back.
Wow, I didn't know it was about that. I just thought it was more like way lighthearted.
I might have made that all up, but I think Green Day was such a moment.
Do they sing this song? Something about a boulevard, like I walk this lonely boulevard. Or is that another band?
Yeah, that's them.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
That's all. I think those are all from their album American Idiot.
And then they have the album cover where it's like someone with a heart holding it in their hand and it's bleeding.
Oh, that's American Idiot, I'm pretty sure.
Because one of our sisters always used to wear their merch then.
Oh, yeah. She went to the Green Day concert when she was in 8th grade and I was like in 5th grade. I remember thinking like it was so badass that she was there.
And were you kind of jealous a little bit?
Yeah, and she was just like, yeah, it was so much fun. Billy Joel. That's his name, right? Isn't that another man's name,
I think Billy Joel's the guy that sings Uptown Girl.
No, but I'm pretty sure this guy's name is Billy Joel, too. I don't get it.
Wait, what? I need to find this out for my own self, because I could believe they're named the same thing, but it can't be the Billy Joel that I'm thinking of.
Oh, no, that's the thing. I think there's multiple Billy Joels who are singers.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense where there'd be, Billy Joe Armstrong. Basically Billy Joel, but it's Billy Joe
That's
Armstrong.
the Green Day man?
Yeah, and is he related to Neil Armstrong? He probably gets that all the time.
There's so many questions.
I know. Then it leads to like, we probably won't get to any of our topics because now we have to figure this out.
I know. We're so intrigued about Green Day right now. But the first thing that obviously everyone's waiting for us to bring up, the whole internet is waiting for our opinion on it.
What?
Nikocado Avocado is back, and he's had a complete transformation. What?
I know. I saw this in my YouTube recommended, and like a lot of people care. Like it makes sense why everyone cares, because it had like 20 million views or something.
I know. Like he is actually the moment. He's it.
It's crazy that like mukbangers aren't niche. They're mainstream.
I know. They were niche maybe in like 2017, but now just they're everything.
I haven't watched the video, but it seems like there's this whole thing where he said in the video, like, I played a trick on all you guys. Something like that. Kind of a social experiment.
I watched the whole video because I was like, I have to see the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
So basically, if you guys don't know Nikocado Avocado, if you think you don't know him, if you saw a photo, you would recognize him. Like, I feel like every single person on earth with internet connection knows his face.
Oh, and it's
he's like Trisha Paytas.
Like maybe you haven't watched a video, like I could believe that, but you probably have seen a photo. Yeah, like you were saying, you probably have seen a little 10-second video of him or something.
That's the same with Trisha Paytas. Like I feel like the whole world knows who she is, but maybe not everybody has engaged with her content. Like not everyone's watched her podcast or watched her videos, but everyone knows her.
Yeah, so like
they're it.
It's the same with like Lady Gaga. Like you might not be a fan, but you know Just Dance. So same with like these types of people. You might not watch any of their videos, but like you've seen that 10-second meme of them.
Yeah.
And that's like their Just Dance.
The whole lore of Nikocado Avocado, he's a mukbanger like Jacob says. And he always went viral because he used to be vegan. And he was like all skinny, I guess. And then he became a mukbanger. And then people would always show the comparison. Like he used to be vegan. Then look what the internet did to him. Because like he would do all these mukbangs, like eating a mountain of noodles or that type of thing.
Yeah, just like eating like 10,000 calories in one sitting type stuff.
And he would always get in fights with his boyfriend in the videos, food fights.
Those are the clips that I remember seeing. Like, It would for sure had to all be a skit, but it was funny.
I know what's in my mind right now is a thumbnail of Nikocado Avocado and his boyfriend making out open-mouthed, and there's a stack of Big Macs in front of them. Like, they knew how to get everyone's attention.
I know. They just doing absurd stuff like that.
So to be completely honest, I didn't even know he'd been away from the internet for multiple months, but he hadn't posted in 7 months. He came back, and he just has a whole different look. He looks like he's completely like back to where he was when he first started making videos. And people are just confused.
So this is the question. Like, he took off a year, but were some of those videos that were posted go pre-filmed, or did he actually lose that much weight in just a year?
No, people, I went down this whole rabbit hole, and people think he hasn't recorded a video in 2 years. And he like pre-recorded all this content to keep the money flowing, keep people engaged as he went on his weight loss journey. But he didn't even, that's the thing, I watched the video and he didn't even talk about that. He's probably saving that for the next viral video, like how this all happened, how I did the transformation. But in the video I watched, it actually was scary. First of all, he's wearing a panda head. Don't know why. Like, one of those like furry panda heads. And then he's whispering, saying like, he tricked everyone. He said, you guys all thought I was the joke, but you're the joke. I tricked all of you. You kept comparing everyone to ants.
Wait, so this clip that I saw on Twitter of him without a panda head, is that still the same video?
He just does it. This is the monologue.
Oh, okay.
There's probably like a 3-minute monologue with the panda head. He says, I'm a villain. And he said, all of you guys are just ants running around. And he said, I watch all of you guys run around and trying to cause drama. And I'm just in control of you all. Like, he was really like a Disney villain for the first 3 minutes. And I thought after that monologue, like, I feel like in every acting class across the nation, like, everyone's going to want to do that monologue. Like the Nikocado Avocado monologue is going to be the go-to.
So it sounds like he's kind of acting like a Marvel superhero.
Yeah, but then he takes it off, and then he's all weirdly happy. And he kept being like, yeah, it was all a dream, guys. It was all a dream. The dream's over. It was all a dream. And then he's so happy. Like, I don't know if that's how he used to be before the quote-unquote Nikocado Avocado character, when he like would fight with his boyfriend and they would get in food fights. But yeah, he was just so like wholesome and happy, eating noodles, smiling so much with a parrot.
So okay, so
like, too happy.
So then it went to like this. It was started with like this like dark, like I'm a super villain. And then it went to like, okay guys, like,
yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess that's his new vibe, just being so happy, spreading positivity, and he's still doing mukbangs. Like, he ate like this whole giant pile of black noodles, I think they were. They looked good.
And then a video showed up in my recommended today that I haven't watched either, of him doing a collab with this YouTuber, like Fat Chick something.
Oh, is it a new one?
Yeah, it was uploaded like when I went on YouTube. It was uploaded like yesterday or something.
Oh my god, I haven't caught up with everything.
Yeah, so he still is a mukbanger.
I know.
A mukbanger.
Go him, He tricked everyone. But then I guess he didn't really trick. Like, I think everybody kind of knew the Nikocado Avocado was a character. Because then whenever you watch the videos, he'd always be screaming and fighting with his boyfriend, like I said. Like, you could tell he was kind of doing a little bit of a joke.
And then didn't he, like, so he gained a bunch of weight, and then didn't he, like, kind of do a thing where he, like, I don't know, I'm just going to say he was pretending, because he kind of is giving the vibe now that he was pretending, where he had, like, he needed oxygen and stuff.
Yeah, it seemed like it was kind of like a Miranda Sings type thing.
Yeah, that's actually cool, though, that he, like, I like the idea of doing a character, but no one knows you. Like, because technically you never admitted to doing a character, so it's kind of cool that no one really knows.
I know, and also, like, we don't even know how the transformation happened. Like, it could have been magic.
I know.
We don't know, because, like, the way he's talking in the videos, he keeps saying, it was all a dream. It was all a dream when we woke up. Like, what if he actually did somehow do this weird manifestation ritual where, like, it was, like, a Ursula type thing, like, some sort of Disney magic thing in the middle of the ocean?
And what if he actually is in control, and we actually were, like, we thought we were awake, but we were sleeping.
Oh,
but then
yeah.
we woke up, and then
the way he
lost a bunch of weight, and he actually is, he's magic.
The way he described, like, YouTube viewers in the video being ants, it just seemed, like, so scary. He's like, you guys are so bored and distracted. You click on these videos, and we distract you with these stories, and just a bunch of ants running around, and it's scary. I didn't know I was an ant.
We are ants.
I know, it's a bug's life.
But yeah, he basically said, like, we're living in a bug's life.
I know. Just sad, because I am an ant. I'm just scurrying around, clicking on videos, scrolling, interacting with things. Like, I'm just an ant.
And then, yeah, it's just so crazy because so like he uploads this video and he looks completely different. But then I like because I didn't watch the video and kind of what you're saying, and then like these things that I saw about it. Like I like how he makes it something like way deeper than what it has to be.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
He could have been so boring. Just came back and said, "Hey guys, I lost a bunch of weight. It was all a character. Let's keep going." But I love how he did make it this. He wrote out like a monologue, you know?
Yeah, and it makes you kind of scared.
I want to know how many takes he did. I feel like it might have been a one-take wonder. Like he might have just nailed it right away.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like, there was no takes. It was one take.
Do you think it was even written? Or was it improv?
I feel like he had a few ideas in his head. And I guess like he isn't like wrong. Like he probably got all these hate comments. And you know, like with people like him, like at a certain point, people just hate him because he's like a mukbanger and like, so like, I guess like he does have a point. Like all these people are just ants hating on him. Just because don't ants follow like an ant leader?
Yeah.
So there was one hater on his comments and then they just like follow everyone.
He was just saying like, yeah, all of you guys were hating, but I've been the one laughing behind the scenes this entire time. And he said basically he's in control of everything. He's somehow in control of the upcoming presidential election.
I wonder, basically whoever he endorses is who's going to win, right? It
I
seems
know.
like
People are waiting at the edge of their seats of who Nikocado Avocado is going to endorse publicly. Because, yeah, they're the next president. Honestly, since that comeback video does probably have 30 million views now, do you think either Donald or Kamala are thinking, like, who's going to be the first to jump in and do a mukbang with him? Because, like, that is so much exposure.
Oh yeah. I feel like that hasn't been thought about. But
I just am picturing Donald bent over. You know how they're always like kind of bent over in these thumbnails, like bent over a table, like leaning towards the camera.
Yeah.
I'm picturing them both leaning towards the camera, noodles in mouth, face so red because it's so spicy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'm picturing either Donald's face next to Nikocado or Kamala. I can't really picture Kamala doing it because like it is kind of just unhinged, and she'd be like, I don't really want to promote like unhealthy eating, like binge eating.
Well, I saw
Whereas
this.
Donald might be down.
I feel like both of them would be down.
Donnie. Do you remember when there was drama with Nikocado Avocado and Trisha Paytas, and they both did a mukbang with that? Like his whole thing is slurping noodles.
Oh yeah.
And they just were both on either side of him, and maybe that's what it will be: Nikocado Avocado in the middle, Kamala and Donnie on either side, and then they all are just like it's sort of like a face-off. Who's gonna slurp more noodles down?
Oh, so it would be and there's no talking involved though.
Yeah, just slurping.
So with this, like, I feel like since these teams probably have like 100 people or more, like I feel like there has been like one person in these presidential teams that has like brought it up at one of the meetings in the past 2 days, saying like, so there's this big mukbang, or maybe the biggest mukbang on the world. Like, you could do a collab with him, but like, I feel like they're like everyone's a little bit scared though because like they just don't show like since he did the whole panda head thing, I feel like they're kind of scared. Like, what, is he gonna like expose us in it? Or
Yeah, it would be a lot of like, yeah, you don't know. Like, are the public are they on Nikado's side, or do they feel bad that they got duped since he faked the whole thing?
But going back to like them doing like them both being in the mukbang, I feel like that would be a good way to do a presidential ad or like any political ad, eating during the political ad. So I'm picturing you with some nachos, and it's not like a gross amount of nachos, just like nachos you get at a concession stand, and just talking about like, oh yeah, okay, so I'm gonna make taxes go down because of the economy, and I'm gonna make groceries go down.
And
like,
while you're eating, while you're talking about all that.
But it's not like, it's more of a casual eating, not like a full-on bust.
Oh, so they'll do the hack that all those TikTokers do. You know how like they want to like tell a joke or tell a story, but they know just them sitting and talking is boring. So they'll either be doing their makeup, cleaning, putting together like a meal prep. Like you would have to do stuff like that to keep people's attention, honestly.
Doing a get ready with me while you're a political ad, like voiceover's going.
That honestly is for sure on Kamala Harris's social media strategy somewhere. I don't know if she's going to do it, but somebody suggested a get ready with me. Can you imagine her ring light up on a vanity, recording on a vanity, and she's just getting ready and saying, hey guys, I'm getting ready for my busy day, like promoting my campaign. Anyway, like, let's just talk about some stuff. And like, as she's doing it, she's contouring, like lip gloss. That would actually be entertaining. Every day she could do a get ready with me. I don't know if she actually does her own. I don't even know if she wears makeup, or just she probably isn't applying it herself. Or maybe, do you think she has a makeup artist? Who's her mua?
There was like a time where I didn't know what mua meant, and I went to these people's people's Instagram profiles, and I was like, "What's a mua?"
Makeup artist
But
for
then
those not in the know.
Yeah, then I realized like, oh, it's a makeup artist.
Yeah. Even if you're watching the video version, like Jacob and I look very natural, but we both obviously have a Muwa who works on us before.
I feel like both of them have a makeup artist.
Oh, yeah, but Donald's gives the vibe that he does it himself. It's not very blended. Maybe he has a very inexperienced Muwa.
I feel like he has like this makeup artist that he had since like the 80s.
Oh, true. But while I was watching Nicocado's 30-minute video and watching the entire thing, it made me think about just life update videos in general. And it's funny how, like, we'll watch strangers who we never will ever meet. We'll watch them talk for 45 minutes about their life update, but you never just see someone in your real life and, like, they never just rant at you for 45 minutes and give you an update on their life. And, like, these are people we actually know.
What's so cool about these videos is that, like, I feel like one of the coolest things about these update videos is that you can comment, but you can't interrupt them speaking. Like, it would be, like, so if you're at dinner with someone and they do give you a life update, I guess what's different about it is that it's a conversation, like, you're supposed to add into it. But it would be cool if there was, like, a setting where someone could just talk to you, because I do like hearing people talk, and like, it was kind of a thing where it's like, oh, I'm here, but, like, I'm not, like, the communicator. I'm more of just the listener.
Oh, yeah, we should normalize that in day-to-day life. Like, you go to dinner with a friend, and it's decided before who's going to talk. And the other person literally doesn't say anything. They can do gasps every now and then or say, no, or what? But, like, other than that, no talking. And the person just has to go with their off-the-cuff monologue about their life update or just their opinions on things. It's just sad. I just think it's sad how we don't do that with people we actually know in real life. But I'm watching Nicocado's 30-minute life update. Like, why do I even care?
The thing about these life updates, though, people only do them like once every 6 months. So if you're going to dinner with someone once a week, you can't be doing this. Okay, you're talking and I'm not talking, because what are they going to talk about that happened within a week? I feel like if you were going to do this, you can only do it every 3 months.
Yeah, the rest of the time would just be regular conversations. But yeah, one person, every 3 months they'll do a full-on thing. Because imagine just if you went out to dinner with Dad and he just gave you his full viewpoint on life, his new, like, vibe, his new style he's doing, his just this life update. Like, I feel like I don't know his life update because he never talks for 45 minutes straight, like Nikocado Avocado.
I feel like the coolest thing would be also, like, kind of what you were saying, like, both of you guys mutually decided that this is a thing. So, like, sometimes when you're talking, if you're not doing a YouTube video and you're just talking to someone, you don't know, like, oh, you down for me to talk for 45 minutes? I like how in this situation, it's literally discussed before, like, oh, I'm going to talk for 45 minutes and you actually are going to be listening and you're not even annoyed. Like, that's what would be so cool about this, is that, like, it's already planned.
And then it doesn't have to be a thing where you're, like, out of breath, like, yelling. Like, you can take breaks, eat some bites, look around. Like, when you're filming a YouTube video, just a little behind the scenes moment for non-YouTubers, like, there's a lot of, like, pauses, redos. Like, it isn't just one long stream of talking,
Yeah.
So that should be also the vibe of these update dinners. Like, you can take breaks. Like, it doesn't have to be like, because I was picturing if it was, you'd start getting red in the face, like your neck would be bulging. You wouldn't get enough breath in between sentences.
Wait. These update dinners, I actually just thought of a better idea for this whole thing. We could make a restaurant called the Life Update Restaurant. And this is what I'm pitching. I had this whole vision. So only 2 people are allowed at each table. Each table is a long table. It's like 30 feet. One person at the other end, one person at the other end. What if this is what it is? One person had headphones on, the other person has a microphone on. That would be so cool. Because then it fully feels like you're there to listen to them. Like, it's already, like, in the air, it's in the environment, in the aura, everything. Like, you're here to listen.
I know we need to get on this.
Yeah.
Like I said to start all this, like, I just don't get why we care about these. Like, you people watch 45 parts of a random TikToker giving their life story, but, like, they won't do that to people like their own sister. Like, we need to start doing this. But then again, most people don't really. I guess most people are kind of like, they don't want to talk for 45 minutes. Like, they'd feel like that was an invasion of privacy.
And it seems like when these, like, social media people do life updates, they live this life that most people probably don't live. Like, they say, okay, so I got evicted last month. Okay, and then my sugar daddy dropped me, so I have no money. Like, yes, there is people in actual life that live like that, but probably most people don't live like that,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So yeah. But I still think the life update restaurant would be a good idea.
But now that I think about it, I feel like humans do sort of do that. Like that's sort of like a wine night.
No, but so this is the difference, though, is that the other person is not talking.
Oh, yeah.
That's what would be cool about
this.
But
I could picture in wine nights, like a lot of times one person is talking for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it does. I feel like that's the only thing I can compare it to is a wine night. Like somebody might literally be like doing a monologue.
Oh, like when people talk on the phone, like there is sometimes where someone's just talking for 5 minutes. And like, so there is situations in life that are like that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It just would be different. And maybe it would be uncomfortable. Maybe I'm like totally wrong and it actually wouldn't be fun. But it just would be different if it was like planned beforehand. Like, again, like this probably wouldn't even go over. I feel like most people would feel uncomfortable because it's like, why do I have to entertain someone?
I know. I feel so much pressure leading up to the life update dinner. I feel like, wait, I kind of have to like exaggerate things to make it interesting.
Last week I mentioned like things that are gay. And people actually commented a few things that they got called gay for.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, this one's funny. Someone said they got called gay for wearing flip-flops.
Oh, that is gay.
Yeah, I guess I would never like think about that though, but I can totally picture being someone being called gay for this.
I know, that is funny. I'm just picturing a middle schooler wearing flip-flops and then someone. So I'm trying to think. I think I wore flip-flops. These are more of a thong moment. Like, are thongs more of the thing you get called gay for in middle school?
Yeah, maybe if you were wearing slides. Yeah, that's what they're called. Slides, like, that's not gay. But then if you're wearing, like, thongs, maybe that's, like, when you might get called gay.
I remember when I first heard someone call flip-flops thongs, I was like, what?
No, I literally didn't start like thinking that in my brain till like 3 years ago. I
remember someone in like elementary school called them thongs, and I was like, ew, what? And then I was like, ew.
I always just referred to them as sandals.
No, thongs.
But I guess it makes sense. Like, so if you're saying sandals, how else would you like say those types of sandals?
Oh yeah, like differentiate between the different sandals. Oh, I nailed that pronunciation.
That was in my brain. What I was gonna say. How else would you do the word that you just said? But I purposely skipped that word because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that right now.
I know, like even like me too. When I thought of that word in my mind, I was like, I can't say that. Differentiate.
That's why it's helpful every now and then. Pull out the thesaurus and find out the words that you can't say, and then then learn the new words.
Oh, that you can say.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, that's like one. And then someone else said this one. How didn't I write this down? This one's a classic one. Having too many friends that are girls. That's like
that was me for sure in elementary school.
If you were a guy and you had too many girls that were friends, like you would know, like that's a thing.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the classic things people try to call you out for, and it's like I'm straight. I just remember me in elementary school at my Catholic school, and like I always was in the monkey bar section with all the girls, and we'd always be like twirling. Like I don't even know if we talked. It was just twirl city. Like one girl would twirl and like we all say, "Oh my god, yeah!" Like then I would go up and twirl in the bars and like we kind of like see who could do what tricks.
Wait, so you twirl on the monkey bars like
there was a monkey bar section, then there was bars. You know, like those kind of gymnast things.
Yeah,
sort of like a whole gymnastics thing going on. But I remember somebody did call me out saying you always hang out with girls, and I remember thinking like, oh wait, that is weird and like very bad. So then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hang out with a boy because I'm a boy. So then I hung out with like the boys in the soccer field, and I was like, I hate this. Like it was just the vibes were off. Like it was just not fun.
Oh yeah, I feel like for me, like in elementary school, I hung out with like with both genders, but then in middle school, I mostly just hung out with girls.
Oh yeah.
Because in elementary school, I just played like tag at recess most of the time.
Oh yeah. For some reason, my elementary school, at least 1 year, like second grade, it was completely like separated by gender. Like the girls would be in the twirling section, and the guys would be on the soccer field.
Oh yeah, there always was like the people that played sports, but then I remember there was people that would go on the swing sets, and that was like multi-gender.
Oh, that was like the non-binary people.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
But then there was like, I'm trying to think of the part. So basically, most of the time, the sports would be just the guys.
Yeah, the sports would be on the soccer field. The girly girl femmes would be on the twirl city, and then the non-binaries would be on the swings.
Yeah,
that's literally every elementary school. But oh my god, I miss Twirl City. Like that is
I feel
just
like
so
I need to see a
fun.
video of what was
Like I
happening. 'cause
honestly,
can't-
afterward I'm recording, like I want to go to a park and go to the twirl section and just twirl. Like remember we did that in West Hollywood last year? West Hollywood has a twirl section.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just like twirl and like you do all those flips, remember? And then even doing that thing with those two bars that like those two parallel bars like swinging on them.
Oh yeah, like the ones that you put your hands on.
Yeah. Oh, Twirl City.
Were you always the best because you actually were in?
I remember it was always kind of like a competition between me and this one girl.
Oh, because was she also in gymnastics?
Oh yeah, I was in gymnastics. I forgot that I actually was like a gymnast at one point. Like I was third in line to go to the Olympics. I'm just kidding. I couldn't even do a backflip, but
I could have gone to the Olympics, but I was too busy doing like YouTube stuff.
oh yeah, I could have been Shawn Johnson. She's like an Olympian.
Oh, okay.
But one thing I thought of was I randomly just thought of like sayings last week. Like I thought of the saying 2 and 2 together. You know, people say put 2 and 2 together.
Oh yeah.
So then
Classic.
I thought we'd do a little game, but it's actually just a one-sided game because I know the meaning since I looked them up. But I'll say a saying, and then you'll say if like you know what it means, which most likely you will. But then you have to guess like why it's called that. You know, like a lot of these sayings, like I don't know why the saying is that. Like for example, put 2 and 2 together. Like I actually don't know why people. I know what it means. Obviously, like put 2 and 2 together means like let's come to the conclusion of this or like figure this out in a simple way. But I don't know why it's called that. Like
Wait.
why are the twos being involved?
So put 2 and 2 together. Like this is what it would be, right? Like I would say I want a banana, and you say I want an apple, and then I would say okay, let's put 2 and 2 together and mix them. So but
I think you could use it like that, but it also would be like I'm trying to think. I know how I'm trying to think when you would use this. No, it'd be like if you were trying to figure out like something about someone. Like if you were trying to figure out like where are they from in the United States, then you would look at where they went to school. Like that, you'd like listen to their accent, and then you would put 2 and 2 together and like come up with a conclusion.
But yeah, okay, but this is what I'm confused about. Why wouldn't you just say let's put 1 and 1 together? Because that's only one idea and another idea. But why is it 2 and 2? That's kind of making me think that there's 4 ideas.
I know, so that's why I was confused. So you don't know why it's called that, like me.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
So basically, why it's called 2 and 2 together is because it's based on this simple arithmetic of adding 2 and 2 to get 4. So it's basically just saying like everyone knows 2 plus 2 is 4. So it's like a universally understood thing. So the idea is like just like adding 2 and 2 together equals 4.
It's
just
so simple.
putting together obvious information should lead to an equally straightforward conclusion.
It goes back to what literally the previous thing. People in elementary school were putting 2 and 2 together. You're wearing flip-flops and you're a guy. You're gay. They put 2 and 2 together, you know?
Oh,
So
yeah.
people have always been putting 2 and 2 together.
True. They saw me in Twirl City and they put 2 and 2 together and yeah, called me the F-slur.
Okay, I just got like a vision in my mind where there's like this pop song that is so big that this is the chorus. Like the chorus goes something like, let's put 2 and 2 together, and then it would like kind of be about how whoever wrote this song is like a bad bitch. So like it'd be like put 2 and 2 together, and it would give 2 things that make them a bad. Like I was at home eating PB&Js. And I was doing this, and then it would be like, that's why I'm a bad bitch.
I'm picturing that's Megan Thee Stallion's next single. I'm picturing going, Megan Thee Stallion. And then she says like, so I came from nothing, now I'm everything. Put 2 and 2 together. I used to shop at Claire's, now I'm at Hermes. Put 2 and 2 together. I'm a bad bitch. Put 2 and 2 together.
I know it.
2 and 2 together. 2 and 2 together. 2 and 2 together. Honestly, any female rapper can steal that. But that honestly made me. I'm gonna go back to the sayings, but I just thought of something else with elementary playground. We said the non-binaries were the swings, the girls were the Twirl City, and then the guys were in the soccer field. Who's the teeter-totter people? Because I just thought about how one time I got my finger stuck in the teeter-totter handle, but I'm wondering like where do they fall in? Are they more of like
They're more of like they're more like underground, you know?
Oh, that goes alternative energy teeter-totter. Like they don't really F with any of the society, any of the labels. Like they're just gonna teeter-totter, seesaw.
Yeah, I guess they're more of like not all who wander are last.
Oh, that's
Kind of
their vibe.
that whole theme.
The seesaw kids.
I
Are those banned, by the way?
They are. I didn't know
I just feel
that.
like I never see teeter-totters anymore.
I could see that. Another thing that probably got banned because there's been so many scary stories about them. The merry-go-rounds.
I'm pretty sure those are banned in our state. Because I remember when that happened and I was like, I think I was like 15 when they banned it and I was mad. I was like, what?
That was like, okay, that, if I'm thinking correctly, I think that's what everyone like found out, like, we can all be friends. Because I remember that, like, everyone
yeah.
would go on the merry-go-round and
merry-go-round
spin it
is-
so fast.
The merry-go-round was actually, the area where every group came together. Like, it was finally where it's like, let's just put the guns down and like all just be friends.
Yeah, like I feel like basically if there ever is a political party in the US that's in the middle and it actually becomes so popular where they win, it would all originate to the merry-go-round.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for
those
sure.
people, the people that really like hold on to the merry-go-round mindset are the people that are gonna build the framework for that
Oh,
party.
yeah, definitely. But I just thought of teeter-totters are dangerous though, because you remember going on them and you always slam your crotch so hard. Like, I have never tried to conceive children, but I wouldn't be surprised if I can. Because like somebody, you remember it was always the trick where you're up on the seesaw, the other person jumps off and you go slamming down, balls smashed.
Oh yeah.
Testicles into pancakes.
That I would never think about that, but now when I think back to it, it was very painful.
Like, I just remember being on the seesaw and it was like a rough thing, like going so fast and it just was scary, crotch hurting, like my fingers stuck. Just was dark.
Yeah, and I do get why they probably were banned because it was like, if I remember at the time it always felt like I was going so high.
I know, it's just scary. Anyway, next saying. Let the cat out of the bag. You know what this means.
Oh yeah, so I always think about it of like, oh, I have a secret, and then someone would say, don't let the cat get out of the bag.
Oh yeah, letting the cat out of the bag is associated with revealing a secret.
Okay.
So why do you think that saying is that? Like, why do you think it's called let the cat out of the bag?
Maybe let's just say in like the early 1900s when people got cats, they came in a bag and you wouldn't want to let them out of the bag until you got home.
You're kind of on the
Something
right
like
track. So back in the day, farmers would sell pigs in bags, I guess, but there were some scammers. There's always been scammers. And there'd be scammers with a bag, and they'd say, who wants to buy a pig? And they would... Oh, my phone's vibrating. But anyway.
I was wondering what that was because in a weird way, it kind of sounded like someone was doing this.
I know. I was like, who's doing that in the closet? So anyway, some scammers would have a cat in a bag, but tell people, okay, who wants to buy a pig? And pigs cost way more than cats. And then the people wouldn't open up the bag till they got home. And then they let the cat out of the bag, and the secret would be revealed that they got scammed. They thought they were getting a pig, but it was really a cat.
Oh, okay,
so
wait.
I guess now then that became the vibe, like, okay, just let the cat out of the bag now, because like they didn't want to get scammed, and they would open up the bag and see, oh, it's a pig, you weren't lying, perfect.
So would they sell these pigs to farmers, or would just like families buy a pig to?
And probably to eat them, make ham sandwiches.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that makes sense, and it makes me think like those scammers back then. I feel like they deserved the money they got from scamming. Whereas like these scammers now, they don't deserve it because they're doing it in the most lazy ways. Like basically they just come up with this scam email and they have this mass email list and they send it. Like whereas back then, I would go as far as say like that scamming should have been legal. Whereas like scamming nowadays, I actually get why it's
But also
illegal.
I'm thinking even back then, like, was this a traveling seller? Because if you're in the same village with everyone and you're scamming everyone, aren't they just going to come to your house and kill you? Stone
I
you?
feel like this
Burn you at
had-
the stake?
Yeah, I feel like this had to be when like industries and like the service industry or whatever like grew so much.
Yeah, maybe there was like traveling sellers. Like
Yeah,
once
that's
they
what I feel
scammed you,
like.
they'd be out of the city. Who cares?
It's kind of like those people, I don't know if they go to door anymore, but like those people that would sell like cleaners for the carpet, those were traveling sellers, right?
Oh yeah, our mom was a vacuum cleaner seller.
So she would go, but I guess she wasn't traveling though, right?
I think she said she scammed. I'm kidding. She was selling legitimate vacuums, but I think, yeah, she would just travel door to door, but she'd stay in the same city, yeah. But anyway, next saying, spill the beans.
Oh yeah, so this is when like, is it kind of like cat in the bag?
Yeah, it's basically, yeah, like, Oh, yeah, letting a secret slip. Same thing as letting the cat out of the bag.
So don't spill the beans.
Yeah, why do you think it's called Don't Spill the Beans?
The first thing that came to mind was like when you eat beans, you eat more fiber, so you might shit more. So it's like if someone was at the dinner table and said like, don't spill the beans, like don't shit on yourself. Like if you are gonna eat beans, like make sure you're used to them, or like you don't shit everywhere.
I was talking about like fiber intake.
Yeah, and like don't shit when you eat beans, like
So
on the table.
This one was surprising. I guess it all goes back to ancient Greece. Is that what everyone was obsessed with last year, or was that the Roman Empire?
That was the Roman Empire.
They're kind of
yeah.
like the same thing, tomato,
Yeah.
tomato. So anyway, in ancient Greece, voting, people would cast votes using beans. It's like, girl, get a better system. Get a computer.
Wait. So they would have there would be like a tick for Angela and a tick for Amanda, and you put your bean in Amanda.
I guess they would cast votes, and white beans would mean yes, and black beans would mean no. And if somebody ever spilled the beans prematurely, the result would be revealed before the voting was complete. Hence, spilling the beans became synonymous with letting a secret slip. Okay, I'm kind of confused. So I guess someone's holding all these beans, and then if they spill them, the votes are revealed before the voting's done. I was picturing it more like if you messed up the beans during the voting process, it would just F everything up. Like it wouldn't be revealing a secret.
Oh yeah, so
What were they doing? We need to go back to bean voting, honestly.
yeah, it would be kind of cool if it was more a traditional, something like that.
I'd probably get a lot of voter fraud figured out if we just went back to bean voting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one I would have never guessed.
Next, jumping on the bandwagon.
Oh, okay. So this is what I'm pitching. Like, like the there's a video game named after it. Like
A bandwagon?
no, like those trips that people would do across the country.
Oh,
like
the
way back
Oregon
in
Trail.
Yeah, the Oregon Trail. Yeah, so people would be on wagons traveling the Oregon Trail to reach a new destination. And people from villages or towns or whatever would get on the bandwagon and be like, oh, you guys are going to this place? I'm joining. And someone would be like, I have enough room on my wagon. You can come for like $10 for the whole trip.
But
So
people,
I guess what jumping on the bandwagon means, because then they jumped on the bandwagon to go on the Oregon
because
Trail.
you've heard that before. People say like, "Are you going to jump on the bandwagon?"
Oh yeah, so it's basically like following a trend.
Yeah. So you think it goes back to the Oregon Trail?
Oh, just some type of transportation where people are transporting things, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna join like the gold rush in California.
So I guess this goes back to political campaigns. Back then, like there'd be political parades with actual bandwagons, and politicians would ride on the bandwagons, like for the parade, being like, "Vote for me," like blah blah blah, and then people would actually jump on the bandwagon. They would jump on the bandwagon like with the politician they liked. So it was, they were seen as like a supporter of that politician. So now the phrase just means adopting a trend because it's popular.
So was this for like presidential campaigns or more like
I'm
local?
pretty sure, yeah.
Because wouldn't they probably still do that for like some local campaigns?
Oh, yeah.
For like the governor even of a state. Like I feel like there probably would be like the biggest parade in a state. They might be on like a wagon with their name on it.
And then people would jump up. But people
I feel like
wouldn't jump on it.
Yeah,
now.
people wouldn't jump on it because they'd probably be like, oh, like, do you have a gun? Are you going to shoot the governor? Whereas back then, maybe that wasn't less of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, do you think anyone died during these jumping on the bandwagons? Like they fell off and got hit by the wheel?
Also, like, it just
Ran
sounds...
over?
Yeah, like... What if there wasn't enough room for all these people? Like, it kind of sounds like... It does kind of sound scary.
And I'm pretty sure, this was in the 19th century, before automobiles. So horses were dragging these bandwagons with all these humans jumping on. It's like, bitch, I know you're trying to win the election, but the poor horses are probably like, at a certain point, I can't drag all you anymore.
So is it the type of thing where like you jump on for a second, I wonder? Or is it like, I'm staying on it for the rest of the 40 minutes of the
That's
parade?
the thing. I don't know, but that's what that one goes down to.
It's whether these all have meanings, because part of me would just think like, there's literally not a meaning. Like it
no,
just got popularized and no one knows the
That's
meaning.
why I wanted to look into this, because like with 2 and 2 together, maybe that's just common knowledge. It's 2 plus 2, but I was just like, what does that mean? Going back to the 2 and 2 one though, I've heard this before. There's always the most annoying ass people who you ask a question and they're kind of doing this vibe of like, you should know that, bitch, and they say, is 2 plus 2 4? So it makes sense kind of that means that. But you know how that's a thing people do.
Yeah.
Like you would say, do you have work tomorrow? And they'd say, is 2 plus 2 4? Every Monday I have work. Any more questions, dumbass? And it's like, oh my God, like I'm leaving the situation.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it really kills curiosity.
I know. We only have two more, guys. Caught red-handed. You know it means like getting caught.
Yeah.
Why is it called that?
Is it just because your face is red, and when you lie, your face is red?
No, it's actually it's called that because of blood. Like getting caught on the crime scene with blood on your hands.
Oh.
I know. I never connected that either.
Oh yeah, I just thought it would be more just like, oh, your face gets red if you're lying.
Yeah, so it's blood or on your hands at the crime scene. Undeniable proof of guilt. You're caught red-handed,
It's so
fella.
funny that people use caught red-handed for the dumbest things now. When it goes back to actual crime.
I know, murders. Okay, last one. Throw in the towel. I know it means like giving up usually. Like I'm just gonna throw in the towel on this, or like I'm about ready to throw in the towel. Like you're ready to just quit.
Oh, okay. So this one, like, I don't hear as much. Oh yeah, it's kind of like when you're bathing yourself, you're like, I quit bathing myself. So then you throw the towel at the bottom
You're
of
bored
the
of taking a bath.
bathtub, so you just get
No,
out.
this one has to do with boxing, I guess. I guess if a fighter's corner wanted to stop the fight because their fighter could no longer continue, they would throw a towel into the ring to signal surrender. Do they still do that? Like in the Logan Paul boxing match, do they like throw in a towel when they're done? I don't think that's a thing anymore.
I thought it just works you're done if you get like down to the floor for like 5 seconds or something.
Oh yeah, is that WWE when they go 1, 2, 3 and then you're out? Because I remember playing the WWE video game and like that was always the goal.
I just remember I was at Buffalo Wild Wings and there was a UFC fight on, and like it was just the vibe of, oh, if you're down on the ground for 5 seconds, we're gonna stop the match over.
Is that with
but
that?
it's not like so like like pound.
Mhm.
But they would have a towel.
I guess they would literally just throw a towel in when they were ready to surrender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
but now you know all the adages.
So things probably are, these little sayings are always being created. Like we drive these vehicles, we put them in drive, neutral, and park and reverse and stuff, but there will be a day where like there's none of that. So then people might say like, put it in neutral, and there's going to be these younger folks that are like, what's neutral? Like this will be like 100 years. And then it will mean like something like, oh, just keep it chill. I thought it would be interesting to talk about product cults. So you know how like people say like, you could just use like Nike even, like people that buy that like a part of a cult. Like obviously people aren't being serious, but you know the whole idea.
Cults of like based on products.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely a thing. Like the Instant Pot cult, the air fryer cult, like those definitely.
I think the one that comes to mind when I think of product cults is just Apple. Like that's like
that's an actual cult.
That's one that like really comes into mind because like they have like all these, I don't know if it's like purposeful or what, but they have all these programs kind of to make you keep being an Apple buyer.
Oh, for sure. iCloud. Like once you're in iCloud and you have multiple years in iCloud of photos and videos, there's literally no way out. Like there is a way out, but basically, and then you have an iPad, you have an iPhone, you have a MacBook, like
and they're all
you're
connected.
Literally stuck. There's actually even group chats. You can't really participate in them if you don't have an iPhone. Like that actually is a cult.
I was kind of joking, but like, you know how people always say with cults, like they make you give all your money away. You know, with Apple, like you pay storage for iCloud, you pay for Apple Music. You could say that's like a version of that.
Oh, wait, that's true.
Because it's not like a one-time payment. It's a never-ending debt that you have.
Oh my God. Do you think there's a way they got
I know, that's not true, but like you could say like that with any streaming service.
You could literally cancel any moment, but you're stuck in it forever.
If you want to be part of the cult, you're stuck in it forever.
Oh yeah, but even I think they originally started their cult because of iTunes. Like ever since I've been in high school, ever since I was in high school, like I literally bought music on iTunes. This is before streaming. So once you bought albums with iTunes, like you can only, is iTunes available on like Windows devices or do you Android devices? I feel like you would have to have an Apple computer. So like from that point forward, I basically was stuck being an Apple person for life if I wanted to continue to listen to the music I bought.
Yeah, like I'm just assuming no, but could you download Apple Music on an Android? Maybe you could.
I feel like you could, because when they want more users.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
not back then, though. Or at least I didn't think you could, so I was stuck on the cult.
Yeah. So the definition of a cult, to really find out if we actually are in a cult. A system of religious devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. Now, the definition literally says religious. And all of these product cults that I'm thinking of don't really have anything to do with religion.
Well, I guess it could be like a religious-like worship.
Yeah. I guess you could stretch it like that.
Because I actually read a book of this guy he's like a cult expert. I can't think of his name right now. But he's been on like all these podcasts, and he was literally in a cult in the 70s. And now he like is all about like getting people out of cults and teaching people about like how to know if you're in a cult. But he said in the book that like even just like Taylor Swift or people who love Star Wars, like technically that's a cult, but he's saying there's like healthy cults where like it's not like those aren't detrimental to your life, but like technically it would like fit a cult because everyone's like obsessed with this person.
Oh, well, you could. Oh, okay. Or like even like a family could be a cult if they are religious.
He actually had his whole thing is the bite model. I'm like educating everyone on cults. So the bite model. Something's a cult if it's trying to control your behavior, the information you're getting, your thoughts and your emotions. So honestly, Taylor Swift wouldn't be a cult.
Oh yeah, I
think
he
might have just been saying like they're kind of cult-like, but like they don't fully fit the definition.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because what really like was what you said. The one that really stood out was the information you get trying to hide stuff.
Oh
kinda.
yeah,
I feel like that's I guess like you could. Like the example of like a family or even these products, they aren't really trying to hide information from you, at least. From
if you were in a group where they were saying like, do not listen to the news, like do not listen to any sources that they all have it wrong, they're against us. Only listen to the people in this group. That's obviously a cult because literally your information is cut off at that point.
Yeah,
you only are getting information from like whoever's in that group, so it could become very cultish.
So yeah, like I said, the one that I always think of is Apple. But then I also think of another few that I think of are water bottles. Yeti's, Hydro Flask.
Oh.
So I'm kind of thinking of a product cult in this way. Like, yes, we were just talking about how like, oh, Apple kind of wraps you in with all these subscription services that maybe you can only get on the Apple devices. But also I feel like another important component to product cults are people feeling, and this is also from an article that I read about Investopia, they mentioned it, but I feel like it's true, like people feeling like a product is part of their personality or identity.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even so water bottles, like Hydro Flask, like I remember there was a trend like a few years ago, what was it called? Visco Go, like people said this is what a Visco Go does, and everyone was joking. I don't know if it was serious, but yeah, like Hydro Flask and like this one backpack. Yeah. But it kind of goes into like, if you had a Hydro Flask, it would be kind of not for everyone, people just have them because they want a water bottle, but for some people, they'd be like, oh, I'm getting a Hydro Flask because I want to fit this mold. So it's is like, you get it to add to your identity in a way.
That's kind of weird. That's kind of everything, like products. Like even I'm thinking of somebody getting a truck, like they're sort of joining this whole truck community. Like it sort of is now they're like a truck person,
I feel like Reddit kind of like made it a thing where like it's like there is like a lot of product cults because you can create a subreddit about anything. So like then if you create a subreddit about Kia, let's say there's a Kia 100, like if you could have Reddit for it, it might get 1,000 members, and then technically you guys are all in the Kia 100 cult.
Oh, and then you're all talking about how much you love the Kia 100, and then like
it makes you more obsessed, kind of.
And then you're kind of like, I never want to sell the Kia 100 because then I can't be a part of that community.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, is that like it makes you feel like you have a connection to others in a way.
Oh, that's true.
So, oh yeah, something I wrote is that like, would we even get iPhones if they blew up? So let's say there was a story where 10 iPhones across the world blew up. I feel like it would prove if we're actually in a cult if we'd still be buying iPhones.
if 10 of them blew up, you said?
10 in the world just blew up in someone's face. Like that's, I guess, millions and millions of people have iPhones, so I wouldn't be that big of a percentage, but I wonder if we would still be getting iPhones. It just made me,
that's true.
think.
Did that happen to a Samsung phone?
I remember
like somewhere in the 2010s, some Samsung phones were blowing up because then Nicki Minaj did that lyric, "I'm about to blow Samsung" or something like that.
Oh,
and they said he about to blow. I ain't talking Samsung.
What song is that?
Her song with Nick Jonas for 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know if I ever listened to that one.
I don't even remember his part, but her verse is good.
50 Shades of Grey soundtrack had some good songs. They had the Ellie Goulding one. What was the Ellie Goulding one?
What was that? And then the Zayn and Taylor Swift one.
Yeah, and there was another one. Didn't Sia have one?
I'm picturing Halsey's. I'm not afraid anymore. It's always about like not being afraid to get beat in BDSM or something. That was everything.
So like some things like people attach to their identities. But then what I was kind of thinking is like it's kind of interesting how some products people don't really attach it to their identity, like a fridge. Like you never hear someone saying like I have the Samsung fridge to like, and they kind of make it part of their personality. So then I kind of thought this could be it. People make products part of their personality if they're with you a lot. So clothing, even your phone, you're always holding your phone. Water bottles, you're always holding a water bottle. Whereas with a fridge, it's sitting at your house. So you don't really have time to flaunt it, you could say. Whereas these other products, you're kind of flaunting in a way. So then to show everyone, like, I'm part of this cult.
That's true. I feel like fridges could be involved in this, but like some people just need to start talking about it on social media.
Well, there could be. So for wealthy people, I'm guessing there is a smeg cult, fridge cult.
Oh, I'm even thinking of couches, like the what was that one couch called? The
cloud couch.
The cloud couch that like every influencer had, and it was like $10,000 or something insane. Like that was sort of a cult.
Yeah, so I guess I didn't really think about this because this isn't written in my notes, but the cloud couch and other expensive products like the Birkin from Hermes, those products you could say are product cults, but they're like a whole other product cult in trying to tell everyone that you're wealthy, you could say.
Oh yeah, it
That's
basically
like a whole
goes
other
into
thing.
but it basically goes into what you said, like trying to make it your identity. Like their identity is trying to be like, I'm so fancy and luxurious, so I have a Birkin.
Yeah. Well, but yeah. So it'd be like trying to showcase something else.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there was this Investopia article about it that had some insights. So this is what they said, which Apple wouldn't be a product cult if this is what a product cult means. A cult brand. So I guess a cult brand, product cult, they kind of could be interchangeable, but not. I guess you could kind of say they aren't. But unlike more traditional brands, they have customers who feel a sense of ownership or vested interest in the brand's popularity and success. So I think other parts of the article, they were kind of saying that it's probably more likely these smaller brands because they're small. So then you kind of feel like if you like wear them and stuff, like, and you get other people to buy them, it feels like you kind of are like part of the brand.
Oh, I could see that.
So I feel like that isn't really Apple because like there's like so many people that already have Apple devices, like you're not really trying to like sell it. But there is these products where it's like how to explain where people aren't being like, it's Mary Kay, I'm trying to have you buy it. Mm-hmm. But it is kind of a thing like when you see it succeed and get really mainstream, you do kind of feel like, I kind of like created it. And everyone kind of feels like that a little bit. And then basically they ended the article to be unproblematic with, such cults are not harmful. But I put, are they though? With 2 question marks.
Well, do they fit the bite model?
Well, they don't fit the bite model, but it's more of just like, are they harmful for society or helping society? And the obvious answer is they probably aren't harming society.
Oh, yeah, I think they're helping it because like isn't so much about health and mental health as being a part of a community. So even if your community is the Yeti bottle community, like it's something, it makes you feel like you're a part of something. Yeah, so if you feel like you're in a cult, just really research the bite model, and I wish you the best. Though what was so scary about learning about that cult man though? On the podcast, he was talking about how a big part of his work is like helping family members get their like loved ones out of cults. But he was saying these cults are so manipulative and they work so well that like, say your brother's in a cult and then you go in the cult, you secretly go in the cult and your goal is to rescue your brother from the cult. A lot of times those people who infiltrate the cult secretly, they never end up rescuing their family member because they just become part of the cult. Like, isn't that scary?
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause I always think it sounds so fun, like joining not like a dangerous one, but joining a more like low key cult just to see, just cause I want to like know what it's like cause it's talked about so much. But yeah, like that's obviously true what you just said, and I feel like you can act like you're smarter than a cult, but they probably already have been through people like you that thought they couldn't get brainwashed by it, so they probably know more than you. I
feel like getting wrapped up in a cult like wouldn't mean you were stupid. I feel like there's like really smart people could get into a cult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing of like a journalist like trying to infiltrate a cult to research it, but then they just actually become part of the cult, so they just dropped the whole like assignment they originally went in
I
for.
wonder if anyone, it's like these journalists that do research on cults and they go so deep. There'll probably someone that goes so deep where they've been a part of like 4 cults already for their work.
Yeah.
I feel like someone out there has created a model to not join the cult. Like I was just thinking about the most simple like, manifestation type thing of like every hour say in your brain, I'm not joining, I'm not joining, I'm not joining. Like I thought like someone out there is like a cult expert and they have a way to like not join a cult but still explore.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it'd probably be so difficult.
Yeah. Speaking of cults though, the girl who got stuck in the McDonald's bathroom. It has nothing to do with cults, but I just am scared. Ever since we started doing this podcast, it seems like all of my worst fears are becoming a reality. First of all, we talked about a few weeks ago, someone got spiked at a marathon with meth. Like that's an irrational fear. Like, what if someone injects me with meth and I don't know? It happened apparently. Another one of my irrational fears is, what if I get stuck in a public restroom? It happened to a girl at McDonald's. Like that happened to Jacob on a cruise ship.
Yeah, this girl was actually stuck though, right?
You were stuck for only like a minute, but she was legitimately stuck. Like she was in there, she was trying to open the thing. She was banging on it. Like I think she was recording a TikTok, so I don't think she was that scared. But her friends told the McDonald's workers, and they were like, "Girl, like whatever. Apparently she's stuck. She obviously isn't." They got the keys. The door wouldn't open. Like she actually was stuck. But then luckily, this like really like strong person was at the McDonald's and he came to the rescue. I actually don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but they came to the rescue and barged open the door like football linebacker style. Like the video like shows them like banging into it with their shoulder, going back, doing it again, and just 2 bangs into the door and she was free.
It's crazy though, because when I think of a McDonald's bathroom door and so many other bathroom doors, they're like these like thick metal doors, right?
Yeah.
Unless it was like a wooden one. Maybe they do have ones like that. But I'm thinking about these thick industrial doors. They always are like that, it
and
seems.
he busted it down.
Being stuck in a bathroom would be scary to me because you're with a lot of bathrooms, but not bathrooms at like someone's house, but with a lot of bathrooms, it's like these type of doors, and I think it's for privacy, where it's literally to the very top, to the very bottom, to each side. So that would be scary because you're actually trapped.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah.
like with like let's say this room that we're in and just a bedroom at Lucas's place. Like if we were stuck in here, it's not scary because all of these doors are okay. That door over there's a little light coming out of the bottom and it's wooden. So like if
you could bust it down if you really needed to.
And there's a window. Whereas these bathrooms are way more like
But she wasn't
secluded and dark.
She wasn't stuck in a bathroom stall. It was the actual door into the bathroom.
Yeah, but you know what? Those are always these industrial
Oh,
doors.
yeah.
Whereas this door, it's just like wooden. Like that's not that scary.
Oh, but another one of my irrational fears is being in an airplane bathroom because they're so tiny. And, and I'm pretty sure I remember reading on Reddit or something. This is why social media is bad because you just see something that's going to happen 1 in a billion times. You see it and everyone acts like it's happening all the time. But somebody did get stuck in an airplane bathroom in the last couple of years. And then they were stuck in it for like 3 hours until they landed.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine? Like,
wait, so the flight attendants didn't know what to do?
I think they were just like, sorry, like I guess we'll figure this out when we land. Like I guess the door, it's sort of like the McDonald's door, like it just got jammed in just the right way where like there really was no way out, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I would have to kick the door open.
Yeah, I guess like I would want to kick it open, but then like if I kick it open, are they gonna like create this whole
that's
scene?
so scary. Yeah, because
like,
you're on an airplane. That's a whole different thing.
Because with those plane bathrooms from the ones that I'm thinking of, you probably could kick it open because they're kind of thin if you really were like anxious. But then if you did kick it open, I'm not even talking about the fees or anything. I'm just talking about like you might actually get tied down to a seat, which would be worse because they might think you're mentally ill or something. So
that sounds. Oh, but getting stuck in an airplane bathroom would be so scary because I feel like it's so loud on an airplane that even if you were in the bathroom saying like, "Hey, like, hello, I'm stuck in here," like I feel like nobody would hear you for a while. And like even if they saw that the bathroom was taken, they probably wouldn't check on you for 30 minutes because they'd be like, maybe he just really is having a blowout.
Oh yeah, there is some people. Yeah, they're in the bathroom like 20 minutes.
I know, and then you're just stuck in there.
That is a good point, though. It is there's so much like air moving and so much noise on a plane.
Yeah, luckily most airplane rides it's like 3 hours, but imagine if it was an international plane ride. And it's like, bitch, there's 10 more hours and I'm stuck in here. I feel like I'm gonna miss the meal service. I'd be pissed.
But I feel like it is, if you really like got in this one state, it is a mental though, because even on a plane, you're already stuck.
I know, but I feel like something about being trapped. Like, and then there's that giant mirror. Like, I feel like looking at myself in a mirror for 10 hours stuck in a thing, I would go mentally insane.
Oh, there is something about mirrors that I feel like
I
would like make
I would
you.
get sucked into the mirror dimension or something.
It would be like that. I think there's actually like a SpongeBob episode about that, where like he gets in this room where everything's like reflective.
Oh,
So yeah, you probably go to that dimension.
I just picture like I'm freaking out, banging on the door, and every now and then I look at myself in the mirror and I'm crying. You know that like meme of that little kid, like she's like combing her hair, crying in the mirror.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that such a thing as a kid though? Like you wanted to look at yourself cry. But I feel like that'd be me locked in the airplane bathroom. Like I would be crying, and then every now and then I would just observe my like crying and stuff, and then I'd kind of make it into a music video. So I'd probably, I guess I'd have fun with it.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, and then there'd be an article like the guy that got stuck in a bathroom for 10 hours made a music video in it.
Oh man,
to spend the time.
Oh yeah, if you ever go in an airplane bathroom, always bring your phone, because at least you'll get a viral TikTok. You know?
So you're stuck in the bathroom. You already know people are planning on pretending they're stuck in the bathroom now.
Oh my God, I just thought of the grossest thing. Did you ever see those TikToks of that guy who cooked stuff in the bathroom in the airplane?
Oh, yeah, that was so funny.
He literally would cook like raw shrimp he'd fill up the sink, and then he'd use like this little device from Temu or something to make it into boiling water, and he would cook shrimp and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was like this frozen great value shrimp, if I remember right. Yeah, and then he'd do that whole thing. But so I know you can bring like prepared food through TSA, like bananas, or if you made a sandwich, but I didn't know you could bring frozen shrimp through TSA.
He's definitely on the no-fly list for most airlines.
Oh, yeah,
They're like,
because
boo, you ruined the bathroom.
Isn't that such a fire hazard too? Probably heating that water in the sink to like
I
100, 200 or whatever.
It's like you're gonna blow up the plane.
Yeah, but that was super funny because I think he did it a few times. But yeah, that is like, it's just gross.
And then
scary.
he would, it's just gross too because of the hygiene. Like, did he really scrub out that sink before he made a whole platter in there?
And also, it's like, do you really have to have a full meal on the plane? Because like, if it's international, like, wouldn't they always give you a meal?
Oh yeah, you need to have fresh shrimp.
But honestly, pro to him for like figuring out that, because I would never think that would actually be possible.
I know he did it, but I haven't seen him in a while. So like, either he stopped doing the videos or they locked him up. They said like, you know too much. You know how to do too much.
Can you picture? He actually like joined what's that program where they like where you did something illegal but you could get out of prison, but like people want to kill you. So
Witness protection program.
Yeah, he joined that because like he just like knew too much, but he could be free, but they don't want people to know where he is because people ask him like, how do you do that?
I know. I feel like something weird happened.
Oh my gosh, we need to free him.
I know. Free him.
Yeah, I don't even know his name, but free him.
Should we go?
Yeah, one of the cameras died, so it's probably time to go.
Yeah, we need to figure that out. The camera dies each time. I don't understand.
I know. What is like too silly to know?
The camera is against us. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.